right, so this next one that we're gonna be talking about is the one that I know you've been longing and waiting after because it has gotten so much hype in the community. It has just been taking over. It really has. And this one is none other than Kilian's Angels Share. So I actually have a quick video for you. And again, I do those videos for a very specific reason. If you're considering buying this and you're not gonna buy it from like your local Sephora, or your Macy's, or you know, a tried and trusted and true company that are out there, sometimes you're always concerned if it's the real deal or not. And I want to let you know that you can come back and check out these videos. And I'm gonna show you the little details that you should be paying attention to that these counterfeiters are probably not gonna be paying attention to. And if they really are paying attention to all that detail, kudos. Most of them are not gonna be doing that because they're trying to pump these things out as quickly as possible and just take people's money. So watch that video real quick, catalog it in your brain, and you're like, hey, if I ever really want to get it, man, Adrian did a solid unboxing on there, showed me some little tricks inside the box that I should be paying attention to. And if they're not there, I know I got screwed. And I'll thank you for it. And you can thank me for that stuff later. All right. So this is the one that everybody's been talking about right here. This is the one that everybody's been talking about so much right here. This is Kilian's Angels Share. And man, oh man, I see why. I know why. I knew it going into this. As soon as I could, I went and checked this out. They actually, luckily, they had this at Sephora, and it blew my mind. I couldn't believe they had this at Sephora. And if you haven't seen that other video, it was a Valentino Uomo Born in Roma video. I'll tell you exactly how you could pick this one up and many others on the super cheap. You might want to check out the video. I'm not talking about that here. But I was so fortunate that they had this at a major Sephora, because even at the smaller Sephoras, nobody had it. And they just happened to have it at an international mall. And I was astonished. I was like, all right, I gotta go check this out in person because I've been hearing about this thing myself. And I went and checked it out. And as soon as I smelled it, I was like, bottle worthy. Bottle worthy, for sure. Had to have it right off the bat. So now what you wanna know about this one is what it smells like, right? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what this reminds me of. Now, if you were to envision yourself with a very good bottle of this right here. Now this is Old St. Pete rum and spice. If you've never had this, try to see if you can find it. It's very good. Has a lot of cinnamon in it, but it's done very, very well. The first time I smelled this fragrance, I thought about that bottle because the cinnamon is very prevalent and it's a different type of cinnamon. So I'm gonna show you, there's two different types of cinnamon out there. You got your normal cinnamon like this that you're cooking with at the house, this one right here. That powder cinnamon and stuff like that, and you're thinking, oh, that's what it smells like. Nah, bro. You know what it smells like? This. This right here, this big old stick of cinnamon that comes out during the holidays, that when you smell it, it gets up in your nose and does something to you. You're like, woo-wee. Whoa, 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 whoa. This one just emanates through the whole room, so much so that you gotta put it in a corner and try to keep it out of your vicinity and hope it just lingers out. If you ain't never seen one of these, I don't know where you live at, bro, but these are no joke. I pick up one of these every season, and these things last for months, just pumping. And the same thing can go about this fragrance right here. And the same thing can go about this one. The reason why I bring that to an example is because most people are gonna think about cinnamon like they're cooking cinnamon. It's very faint. It's not that one. It's that one that reaches out, that very powerful cinnamon, that broomstick. That's that type of cinnamon right there. Also, side note, do not grab this one. It does not hold on like the other one. So do not grab it from the top. I almost dropped this. But, so it's that type of cinnamon accord. It is very inviting, very alluring, and it pumps off your skin. So what it smells like is very reminiscent to that broom, and it is very woody and spicy. It has a smooth, creamy, vanillic nature to it, and somehow powdery at the same time. It literally comes into your airways, and it almost smells like an exotic dessert type of dish. If I had to really think about it, it's almost kind of like you went to like a phenomenal, luxurious pastry store, maybe in like downtown New York, where they have those Italian pastries, but it's like a cinnamon one that just comes through it, and it's and I've heard people say this, it says it kind of smells like a Cinnabon, a little bit like a Cinnabon, but it's not that, because a Cinnabon is like more softy and sugary. This is more complex in this. This is almost kind of like a grown man's, I guess, cinnamon. But you're eating this. It's like you're sitting down and you're sipping on a glass of cognac with this. This is a grown man smell. Like, you put this on, and careful, I promise you, be careful with the trigger on this one, because for the first 2 to 3 hours, this stuff is just, it is pumping out in the airways, invading everybody's space, just jacking it all up. They don't have a chance to fight back. I went to the store, didn't realize how powerful it was. I was standing in line, and I think I put on 6 sprays. I normally put on anywhere between 5 and 7. So I put on 6 sprays of this one. I did one here, one back here, and then one here, and one here, and then I dabbed between the 2 wrists. So those were the 6. When I went to the store, I had to go do a return at a store, and the return section was up in the front. Every single time somebody walked by, I've seen them do this. Every time. Every time. No joke. People in line were like, doing one of those, like, full on acknowledgement. It was pumping off of my skin so ungodly hard. I could not believe it. So I don't even know what the projection is on this one. If you're putting on 6 sprays with this, bro, you are for sure casting this out like 10 to 12 feet all day long. So careful on the trigger on this one. Longevity on my skin personally, 8 hours. 8 hours. After about the first 3.5 hours, it starts to come in a little bit closer. That cinnamon starts to die down a little bit. That's when you get more of the tonka bean. That's when you get more of that praline action, and the vanilla that kind of carries it through. So the notes on this one, from the top notes, you're gonna get cognac. On the middle notes, you're gonna get cinnamon, tonka bean, and oak. And the base, what carries this thing throughout the rest of the day, is the praline, the vanilla, and the sandalwood. This is a fine aged barrel of cognac that just came out of a treated wood barrel with some cinnamon. This thing is amazing. On a scale of 1 to 10, personally, this is an 8.5 all day long. 8.5 to 8.75. It might be slightly higher than that on certain days. I have not tested this in any cold weather. I am in a warmer climate currently, and in the cold weather, it could be completely different, and it might be even more prevalent. In the warmer environment that I am currently in, like I said, it lasts about 8 hours, and it could be that heat dissipating off my skin. So this could very well last 10 hours or more. And I don't doubt that a single bit. But yeah, this is an 8.5 to 8.75 for me all day long. Those have two been the Kilian's Angels Share and the Kilian's Apple Brandy on the Rocks. If you saw something in this video that you wanted and I didn't hit on, or if there's a fragrance out there that you specifically want me to try that you are having a hard time finding, or it's really expensive, and you're like, bro, I don't want to cough up the money for this. I need to see some more reviews or something like that. Hit me up in the comments. Put in anything that you want in there, fragrance related, and that you want me to try out and sample it. Check through my threads and all the other videos and stuff like that, and look at the comments. I truly respond to the comments. I want this to be a community page. I want to make sure I'm giving back to you, the person watching this video. I want to make sure that I'm giving you the right content and the stuff that you want to know each and every single time. If I'm forgetting to do something, or if you want to critique it, or whatever reason, let me know down there. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.